In 1997, I went through a cultural explosion. I was only 12 years old, and the only Hispanic student with a physical and learning disability. The Alive Christian Academy student population, majority was African American and white. By this, I mean, yo no hablo español. I soon realized this was going to be an interesting experience, but I didn't realize how big this explosion was going to be. So here I am, the only student with dark brown eyes and hair, and able to speak 2 languages, thanks to my parents, my Puerto Rican dad, and my Mexican mom, who is here this morning. I would always tell people that I was Mex-Rican. Growing up at home, there was always a pot of Mexican or white rice, and something else with lots of spices in it. I remember that in this school, we didn't have a cafeteria. There was only a lunchroom, and we all had to pack our lunch every day. And mine, of course, always had something spicy in it, accompanied by a bread or tortilla. But I noticed that my friends' lunch boxes were packed differently from mine. The food was different, and I was eager to learn about our differences. I must admit, at first I was I felt a bit different at first because I didn't have the blonde hair and the big blue eyes like my Anglo friends, and the dark skin like my African American friends. But I was never discriminated in any way. Most of the time, I was the center of attention because I was the only student with a disability was able to speak Spanish very fast, especially when I got upset. See, I believe that there is beauty in diversity. Different individuals valuing each other, regardless of skin, intellect, talent, or years. I learned that not everyone enjoys the same food, but it's all about culture. For example, my African American friends, they liked ravioli. I had no idea what that was, nor how it tasted. My friend Shawana said, "Try it, Roxy." I did, and I liked it. My Anglo friends, the Yo no hablo español group, they ate bagels with cream cheese. What's that? I said, the only cream I know is the cream on my sour flautas. And they also said something, rolled taquitos. I said, what's that? Rolled taquitos? They meant flautas, but of course, I meant flautas, they meant rolled taquitos, but it was a learning process. So anyway, my friend Kenny gave me a piece of his bagel. It was yummy. The strawberry cream cheese made it even yummier. My favorite was the strawberry cream cheese on a plain bagel. But I have to admit to you, the blueberry bagels are the best. Kettle corn, not popcorn baked in hot sauce, but kettle corn with chocolate chips and gumdrops. Yeah, that sounds weird, but it's very good. Depending on your culture, see, food has different names. It means the same thing. Like I said, for example, they say rolled taquitos, we say flautas. Enchilada casserole, we say chilaquiles. So it means the same thing. It just has different names depending on your culture. But my favorite explosion, and everybody's favorite explosion, was music. See, music was like therapy for all of us. It was our escape from the hardships of life. Here, my friends, there were no spices lacking. It was just right. It was all about jazz, rhythm, and blues, which my African Americans loved. Stevie Wonder, B.B. King, and the beautiful Aretha Franklin. Oh, and hip hop or rap, they also enjoyed. And I did too, especially if it had a positive message, like the threesome, decent Christian talk, but also known as DC Talk. Now that, my amigos, was an awesome explosion in my ears. Rap with a positive message of true love, hope, and peace that is only possible when you know the creator of heaven and earth. My Anglo friends taught me to appreciate the awesome harmonies and tunes of the beautiful choir, the voices of many different individuals making melodies was a sweet explosion in Roxy's ears. We all learned that in reality, we are all the same because we can all love, share, and learn from one another. It doesn't matter if you like ravioli, which is good by the way, it's very good, bagels with cream cheese or the blueberry bagels, which I recommend to you, chilaquiles, which we all love, and of course, who doesn't like tres leches or chocolate raspberry cake, right? But what matters, it's not all of that. See, what matters is that we're all beautiful, inside and out. My friends taught me to appreciate and love them, and others for who they are, and to love myself and my culture and be grateful that I can speak two languages. My friends, there is beauty in diversity. As a 12-year-old girl, I learned to appreciate the beauty of God's creation and the beauty we all possess. Thank you.
They were the first two students in the whole district many years ago that were fully included. And now we know that that's something that we want to do more of our students. Roxella is also one of our youth leadership forum facilitators, and she likes to inspire and motivate others to reach their dreams. Can you please help me to welcome Roxella?
Hello, my name is Roxella Freppy. Thank you for being here today. Listening, hearing, seeing, and understanding, these are all important to me so that I can learn and teach others. Eye contact is one of the most important moments for me. No one likes to be ignored or feel unimportant. I like people to understand me. So what can I do? How are they going to communicate with me? When I was little, my mom always made sure I participated in every school activity with my classmates. That is why I feel comfortable in places with lots of people. For example, the mall church and sporting events. Friendships are built with regular contact. Jared and Shannon are wonderful friends of mine. We enjoy going to Little Caesar's Pizza. Sometimes we save a few slices for Awesome, Jared's dog. Shannon and I love to go shopping on sale. We love to wear makeup and jewelry too. My friends sometimes call me Miss Hollywood or Miss America. I love to look my best. I love to model love my jewelry. I love to wear different sunglasses and my friends think that is cool. My friends listen to me through my Dynavox or my interpreter. They pay attention. Attention helps. I can share my heart and listen to others' hearts. My friends know inside my heart and head are hidden treasures full of wisdom. Big wisdom. Wisdom from the heart link is awesome. Hearing someone's heart is bright, moving, happy. That is how my friends make me feel when they listen to me. Hearts hold the wisdom of listening, eyes hold the wisdom of seeing. Our stories bring wisdom, awesome wisdom. Remember, eye contact is very important. We need to learn to listen without finishing the sentence and putting periods where they don't need to be. My hope is that my story will inspire you to be in a community that makes a difference by listening to others. Thank you. God bless you.
Our next speaker is Jesus Duarte. Jesus Duarte is also a student at El Paso Community College. This year he joined our Youth Leadership Forum. Jesus is a very energetic and very innovative person. He even has a couple of different businesses. His goal and his dream is to become a motivational speaker. If you can help me to welcome Jesus Duarte, please.
Successful people are not gifted. They just work hard and succeed on purpose. I'm in the best stage I've ever been in my life. I'm enjoying my current achievements and working on some new. But just like a rainbow, doesn't come out until after a storm. My life hasn't always been all joy and smiles. I had a terrible life-changing accident in 2013, where I found myself swimming upstream, going against the current, when doctors diagnosed I was never going to walk due to the severe damages my lower body suffered. And in May 29 of 2015, I was performed a special surgery, where they replaced my hip with a metal one. Total hip replacement is what it's called. And astonishingly, only 12 hours after the surgery, a group of therapists walk in, a real edgy lady and a nice co-worker, I remember. And they explained to me the protocol they follow, and they tell me I'm going to perform easy bed exercises to get my muscles and my nerves to wake up and get me moving. I was a little bit displeased at this because I didn't want to do none of these dumb exercises. I wanted to walk. I wanted to see, I wanted to feel, I wanted to realize to myself I wasn't going to walk. I wasn't just taking the doctor's word. And so the lady grabbed my leg, and when she grabbed my leg, I fought through the pain, and I shook it as hard as I could, and I said, no, I want to walk. She ignored me, and she grabbed my leg again. This time I yelled, I want to walk. She looked at me with a pitiful look, and with a low voice she said, son, you can't walk. You're not going to walk. Those words cut down my chest so hard, I literally felt it in my heart. And like Joe, that I feared had finally come upon me. At that moment, I realized that I wasn't going to walk. And I said to myself, this is not it for me. I mean, this is not me. This is not how my story ends. I can't go down like this. No, not like this. And so I started getting a little bit rowdy with them. And they walk outside to the nurse's station where they meet the doctor and explain to him everything that's going on, that I'm refusing to be cooperative. And he says, what? You just got out of surgery, you can't walk. And he said, yeah. We explained that to him, but he's too stubborn. He doesn't let us touch him unless he walks. And he said, just sit him to the edge of the bed and he'll feel he's just right out of surgery. So they walk in with a huge stroller, and while they were setting everything up, I went to a quick prayer and I said, okay, Jesus, this This is where I need you. I don't need you tomorrow. I don't need you next week. I don't need you in a month. I need you to back me up right here, right now. So when they walk up to me, they sit me to the edge of the bed. I literally felt like 1,000 electric bolts going up and down my body. It was so harsh that I can't pick the right words to explain the excruciating pain I was in. I wanted to lay back down and realize, what am I doing? This is insane. But I kept a straight face to show that I was okay. So when they bring the huge stroller, I closed my eyes and I took a deep breath. And the therapist said, ready? And I exhaled and said, ready. And then my God showed up. The unimaginable, the unthinkable, the unexplainable occurred. I stood for the very first time after my accident. But by that time, I realized what situation I was in. I became aware of my situation. I knew where I was. I wasn't okay to walk. My legs were weak and my knees were shaky. I wanted to come back down. But then I saw my mom with tears in her eyes looking at me. The therapist was inserted. My heartbeat monitor went off like crazy. And when they suggested to come back down, as they were still talking, I took my very first step. And then it took every single ounce of energy to take the other one, then another one, and then the next. And that was the first time I took my first 6 baby steps. It was just a small stepping stone to many that I had achieved. The next day they told me to walk 5 feet and I walked 10 feet. And then the following day they told me to walk 10 feet and I walked 15. But it wasn't until the third day that was real significant to me, because they told me to walk 20 feet. And when they got me and everything in the big stroller, and as I was walking, I had said in my mind I wanted to walk more than 20 feet. And when I did, nobody clapped, nobody cheered, because they expected that from me. And I just remember saying, okay, Chewy, just one more step, come on, just one more step, just one more. And when I realized I had walked triple the initial distance they had told me to walk, and I had gotten to the end of the hallway, then everybody started clapping and cheering for me, but I just turned back around. My goals had changed, and I started walking some more. But this time I just kept saying, okay, just one more, just this time, just a little bit more, you're almost there. And this time I had set in my mind with concrete, I was going to walk back to my room. But every step I took, it seemed useless. It seemed like I was stuck in mud. My room seemed like a mile away, and every single part of my body, every single muscle and nerve kept screaming out, what are you doing? This is insane. You can't do this. You can't do this. But I kept on and I kept on, and just when I was about to call it done, just when I was about to quit, I looked at my parents who were crying, looking at me. That created a new energy inside me, and I said, no, I can't quit. And I kept on and I kept pushing. And it seemed like my body went to automatic, and I just glided on right through my room. That was the day when I realized what I can do, and what I can achieve, and what I'm capable of. And that's what life's all about, having ups and downs and struggles every single step you take. But that's who defines who we really are. No one said life was easy. Just like I knew when I had set it in my mind that I wanted to walk again, that wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be a picnic. It was going to be hard. But it's all about your heart side. Because your heart wants your goal, wants your dreams. It doesn't see the struggles, doesn't see the ups and downs. So all it cares about is to achieve that dream. You must let your mind be controlled by your heart. You must be able to see the invisible in order to accomplish the impossible. Thank you.
You know, when you hear their stories, several of them mentioned their parents. Alina mentioned her grandfather. I'm going to tell you that they couldn't be here today without the support of their parents. And so it would not be appropriate for us to just introduce them. But we have 2 parents here that I know are very involved, and I know they're very grateful too because of their help and support. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Arredondo, Alina's father, and Mrs. Cortez. You know, I know we have parents here of children with disabilities, and we also have here some workers from our daycare programs. But I think the one thing that we all have in common is that many of us are parents, many of us are uncles, aunts, grandparents. And when we have children, we have dreams, we have goals for them. And because of a disability, it shouldn't be any different. Parents need to also dream, and those dreams eventually become the dreams of them as well. Because now as young adults, they have dreams, they have aspirations to become a lawyer, to become a teacher, to become a psychologist, to become a business person, to help and work with other young people. They have dreams too, but it starts with parents having dreams. And I know it's very hard sometimes because every step of the way, you get people that will tell you, you can't. It's not possible. You won't be able to, there's a lot of no's that happen. But you can't let that stop you from dreaming. And then those dreams have to become reality because then you have to put them into a plan. You have to think about, okay, how are we going to help our children? And again, whether they're your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, what are we going to do to help them to eventually be able to reach their dreams and their goals? And I think it's something that continues. Those of you that work in daycare programs, you work with children with disabilities. And very often, you're the first ones that are going to deal with parents. And you make a difference in their lives by being optimistic, by encouraging them, by telling them about programs and organizations like CDIC and the ones that you'll hear about today, so that they can get more help. Parents of children with disabilities will tell you it's a journey. And that journey is a continuous journey, and sometimes there's mountains and sometimes there's valleys. But every step along the way, like Pati said, there was a person in her life, and now she's that person to other people. She's always there to help them, to encourage them, and to give them hope, and to listen. Because sometimes we don't have all the answers. All we can do is just listen. And sometimes that's all parents need, is somebody to listen. They don't necessarily are saying, solve my problems, tell me what to do. They just need to let it out. And so today, you're going to have the opportunity to learn about different programs and services, to learn about different ways of serving children with disabilities and serving their parents, because it's two together. They're not separate. We got to work with them together. And so I hope that this morning, by hearing these young people who eventually I know are going to become leaders in our community and are going to advocate, not just for people with disabilities, but for all people, I hope it's given parents, you parents that have children with disabilities, a glimmer of hope to say, you know what can my child do? And we know that every child is an individual person. They all have their strengths, they all have their talents, they have their interests, and so we have to find what those strengths are, what those interests are, what they're good at doing, and we need to help them to develop those dreams and those goals. But a lot of it starts with you as parents, thinking about what you would like for them to do after they graduate from high school. Where would you like to see them when they're adults? And so today I think you got a little glimmer of what can happen when parents dream and when parents are there to support and encourage. And I know Mrs. Cofresi and Mr. Adorno will tell you it hasn't been easy. It's been really hard. But every step of the way, they've been there with their kids, they've encouraged them. And you know what? The one thing I know about those two parents, but all the other parents, is that they never let go of their dreams. They never let anybody say you can't do it. Because you know what? Nobody has a right to do that. Those are your dreams, and those are the dreams of your kids. And those are the things that will motivate us and keep us going day after day. And again, every child, every person is an individual, and we need to find out, again, what their strengths. So today, parents, take the opportunity to learn, to network, to meet other people. Those of you that came from the daycare programs, we hope that you take the opportunity to meet, to talk, and share with our parents. Make a connection. Get somebody's name and contact that you might be able to call when you have a parent in your daycares that needs some help. Get a number. Find out about the organization, what they can do to help. Because there's lots of resources, but we just need to make sure that we tap into the appropriate resources. Okay? Can we give the Magnificent Seven another big hand, please? We're going to take this opportunity were you going to do anything else right now, Chris? I'm just going to give them a quick wrap up. Is that okay? Okay, they gave me the responsibility of trying to help get everybody ready for the next part. in about 5 minutes, we're gonna ask all of you, okay? And that means all of you to go outside and take all your personal belongings. And this is what's gonna happen to this room if you've never been here. They're gonna bring down some walls, okay? And then they're gonna break it up into small breakout sessions. So in this room, if you look at your map, and you look at your map, everybody take out your map, and it's probably in the back of your program. You're gonna see at the very top where it says room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.